Anthropic has been on a roll, delivering one impressive product after another. They brought us Claude Code, which directly competed with Cursor AI. They gave us powerful tool calling models with the Claude 4 series. And now they've released the Claude browser extension. If you've looked at it and thought it's just for simple use for browsing and filling forms, then you're wrong. I was one of the 1,000 Max Plan users to get exclusive access to the new product. Getting exclusive access has shown me how powerful this tool is for builders, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video by taking you through a workflow that I made with this product. They stated that after connecting Claude to numerous tools, the next logical step was providing full browser access, and they've delivered. I'm going to show you how to use this as a builder, combining it with Claude Code to accomplish better work in less time. To show you the workflow, take this app as an example. I'm implementing the front end of a canvas editor, a visual board where you can add nodes, connect them, label them, and add information inside to organize prompts. There's no specific direction here. I'm simply demonstrating how the Claude Code browser extension can transform your builder workflow. This is going to be a powerful addition to the Claude ecosystem once it is released to the public. I brainstormed the idea with GPT, then switched to Claude Code and initialized a Next.js app. I provided the complete project overview and asked it to create 8 task lists. It generated 8 basic tasks, which I then asked it to properly interconnect and status tag. If you're wondering why I haven't used the BMAD method, it's because this is purely a workflow demonstration. This isn't a fully developed project. I'm making a single point about how this tool can help you. Once that was complete, I started referencing the task docs one by one. You can see I referenced the first task doc, and it began with the first task of the front-end implementation. I specifically choose a canvas editor because these projects have numerous visual elements, and oftentimes they get a lot of visual issues in these visual elements, and that is what we want to catch with this Claude browser agent. The initial implementation had no functionality bugs, but it did have visual issues. The icons on the top bar were stuck to the border with no padding. These kinds of issues can only be identified through visual inspection, where the model can actually see the mistakes that it makes. After completing the first task of setting up components, the canvas itself wasn't built yet. I exited that chat and started fresh to prevent context window overload. I confirmed the first task was complete, then ran the review command. This review command is a / command that examines the last completed task. I can track this manually or use the status built into the task files. It generates a prompt based on that task, identifying what needs testing and what elements it needs visual feedback on. Since it knows what was implemented, it naturally understands what should be tested. The command outputs testing requirements and requests feedback on visual elements. After running it, I received a list of items to test and areas needing feedback. With the dev server started, I copied the prompt and navigated to my running project. If you're enjoying the content, please consider hitting the subscribe button. We try to get better with every video, and your feedback in the comment section always helps us out. You can see this browser extension is still in research preview. Let me complete the workflow demonstration first, and after that, I'll showcase some additional use cases that Claude has given with this extension. I provided the prompt for reviewing the visual components from the first task, listing what needed testing and where feedback was required. To understand how this works, remember that Claude launched computer use. I think that they were the first to introduce agent control over an entire computer. It captures screenshots and performs various actions with impressive control capabilities. Let me show you the results first, and then we'll see how it does its work. The first task covered the main homepage. The individual cards weren't implemented yet, but the homepage was complete and ready for testing. One key recommendation was adding keyboard shortcuts and key bindings. The comprehensive review of the first task included these suggestions, along with other improvements categorized by priority, high, medium, and low. It asked whether to proceed with the second task or apply the improvements first. I choose to implement the improvements, and it began working on the additions from the visual browser test, significantly enhancing the user experience. The keyboard shortcuts for power users were an excellent addition. I then asked it to complete task 2, which it implemented successfully. I continued with task 3 and task 4 to provide more testing material. All tasks were completed successfully. I ran the review command again for tasks 2, 3, and 4 simultaneously. It analyzed those files and provided testing requirements and feedback areas for all 3 tasks. I opened this in another tab for demonstration purposes. The prompt included all 3 tasks, and while the testing took longer and produced more detailed feedback, we received comprehensive results. With those tasks implemented, we had a system with expanded functionality. It tested every detail meticulously. For instance, it identified that colors weren't displaying inside categories, only the names were visible. It proposed and implemented that fix immediately. This creates an iterative workflow of continuous improvement, making it a valuable addition to the Claude Code ecosystem. These Anthropic products continue to impress with their capabilities. One enhancement that would elevate this experience would be MCP integration. Imagine an MCP link connected directly to a browser session. You paste it in Claude Code, and it handles all the manual work automatically, eliminating the copy-pasting process entirely. While this product is designed for general use, which I'll discuss when covering use cases later, I've adapted it for a developer workflow. This approach makes the most sense to me, especially compared to other Playwright MCP implementations for visual testing capabilities. If you're wondering how this extension works and its engineering approach, it's very similar to Claude Code. Just as Claude Code has tools attached to its agent for coding actions, running terminal commands, writing to files, reading files, or running MCPs, this browser agent has been equipped with its own specialized toolset. When you launch it, you'll see it calling different tools in action. These Anthropic models excel at tool calling. The Claude 4 series was specifically trained for tool use, which explains Claude Code's effectiveness at coding tasks. With these tools, taking screenshots, clicking elements, and keyboard control, it can perform virtually any browser action. I prompted it to list its available tools, and it revealed comprehensive capabilities: reading pages, finding specific elements, filling out forms for automated workflows, and navigating to different URLs. Consider the testing possibilities this creates. Looking ahead, MCP support would be valuable, but Anthropic could push this even further by adding shared codebases or memory layers between agents. The extension could then maintain full codebase context, automatically test features, and navigate through browser fields seamlessly. The computer use tool provides all the expected functionality: taking screenshots, controlling the mouse, waiting for specified durations, typing text, and executing keyboard shortcuts. This last capability is particularly powerful. It knows which shortcuts to use and executes them efficiently to complete tasks. That's really all you need. Even without developing custom workflows, there's substantial functionality available right out of the box. Since this is still in research preview, here's what happens when public access launches. After logging in and authorizing Claude Code, you'll receive an introductory tutorial with guided use cases. These include filling out forms, having Claude analyze your inbox to automatically archive RSVPs, and a shopping demonstration that opens a tab and walks you through the process. The extension includes important safeguards. It requests permission for every single command, asking whether to allow or deny each action. You can authorize all actions for specific sites, and the settings maintain a list of your approved sites. The current feature set is limited, but adding MCP integration and a shared memory bank would significantly enhance its capabilities. The built-in use cases are diverse and practical. You can have it find apartments, manage your calendar, summarize lengthy documents, and locate restaurants. It extends to business workflows like converting leads into sales opportunities in Salesforce. It can also handle those endless unwanted email subscriptions that we all struggle with. Since the AI accesses your accounts and hallucinations remain a possibility with any AI system, every action requires explicit approval. This safeguard is fundamental to the design. They provide security tips, outline their defense mechanisms, and explain their principles for building trustworthy agents. Anthropic currently leads the field in agent development, with Claude Code as clear evidence of their expertise. Take time to review this documentation when you gain access. This product excites me, and I expect it to launch for Pro and Max plan users. Free users might receive limited access, but we'll know the details once the public release is announced. That brings us to the end of this video. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep making videos like this, you can do so by using the super thanks button below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.